Wow. Just take a look at this. You've got these incredible stone pillars reaching up to the sky, like silent witnesses to a power that's long since faded. What you're looking at are the ruins of a kingdom whose very name was a promise of a brand new beginning, a new era of happiness.
Okay, so let's get right into it. Today we're going to explore the rise and fall of the Sukhothai Kingdom, a civilization that laid the very foundations of what we know today as Thailand. And it all starts with that name, Sukhothai. It's not just a place on a map, it's a whole idea. It's a mashup of two Sanskrit words. You've got Sukha, which means lasting happiness, and Udaya, which means rise or emergence. So the name literally means the dawn of happiness. I mean, what a way to start a nation, right?
So here's our game plan. We'll start with that beautiful name and what it meant. Then, we'll see how this kingdom was actually forged. We're going to dive into its golden age, trace its long, slow decline, and then, finally, we'll unpack its really powerful and enduring legacy.
All right, first up, let's dig a little deeper into this whole idea. A kingdom founded on an ideal of happiness and a new beginning.
So we're talking about a solid 2 centuries here, from 1238 all the way to 1438. For that whole time, this kingdom was a huge deal in Southeast Asia. This wasn't just some small city. It was the absolute heart of a powerful and unique Siamese civilization that really shaped the entire region.
But here's the thing. This dawn of happiness didn't just appear out of thin air. Nope, it had to be earned. It had to be won. So let's take a look at how this kingdom fought for its independence.
You know, what's so cool about this timeline is you can see it was a really long journey. It starts off as just a trading post back in the 7th century. Then, by the 10th, it gets kind of swallowed up by the massive Khmer Empire. But then, you start to see the locals pushing back. And all of that builds up to 1238, when 2 chieftains finally lead a rebellion and break free.
And this is the moment it all happens. A local leader, this guy named Ban Khamhaeng, he successfully rebels and takes the throne. He gives himself a new royal name, King Sien Trathit, starts a whole new dynasty, and officially creates the independent Sukhothai Kingdom. And just like that, the dawn had finally arrived.
Okay, so every great story has its peak, right? Its moment in the sun. And for Sukhothai, that was its golden age, an era pretty much defined by one single extraordinary ruler, King Khamhaeng.
Just look at this map for a second. This is Sukhothai at the absolute height of its power in the late 13th century. Under Khamhaeng, this was no longer just a city-state. This was a sprawling empire. Its influence stretched all across what we now know as Thailand, Laos, and even parts of Myanmar.
And the list of his achievements is, well, it's just incredible. In less than 20 years, he blew up the kingdom's borders, he made Theravada Buddhism the state religion, and he opened up super important trade routes with China, which led to these gorgeous Sunkalak ceramics. But maybe the most important thing he did was cultural.
Because Khamhaeng is the one who oversaw the invention of the Thai script. This stone pillar you're looking at, the Khamhaeng inscription, is basically the birth certificate of the Thai written language. It is a direct, unbroken line from the 13th century to the Thai language that's spoken today. It's huge.
And the inscription itself gives us this amazing glimpse into the world he was trying to build. It paints this picture of prosperity, of freedom. In the water there are fish, in the fields there is rice. It talks about a king who doesn't even tax merchants on the road. This set a whole new standard for what a king should be. This paternal, father-son style of rule, when the king looks after his people. And that idea would echo through Thai history for centuries.
But you know how it goes. Golden ages don't last forever. And after Khamhaeng died, that dawn of happiness began to fade into a long, slow twilight.
So here's the key, right? The whole empire was basically held together by this one guy's personal strength and his authority. Once he was gone, all those smaller kingdoms that were loyal to him, they just broke away. His successors couldn't command that same respect, and the kingdom shrank back to just a local power almost overnight. And this map, from about a century later, well, it tells the whole story. You can see that little orange area? That's what's left of Sukhothai. And now look at that huge purple kingdom growing to the south. That's Ayutthaya. A new giant was on the scene, and Sukhothai was right in its shadow.
The end didn't happen all at once. It was more like a slow bleed. Ayutthaya invaded in 1349. By 1378, Sukhothai was forced to basically bend the knee and become its subject.
And then finally, in 1438, after its last king died, the kingdom was just completely absorbed. The 200 years of independence were over.
But here's the really fascinating part. Even though the kingdom itself was gone, its story was far from over. Its legacy, those echoes of that first dawn, are still incredibly powerful today.
I mean, you can literally see the legacy in its art. This unique Sukhothai style, especially those incredibly serene and graceful Buddha statues, that became the gold standard for Thai art and religious sculpture for centuries to come.
And maybe the coolest part is that you can actually walk right through this history yourself. The old capital is now the Sukhothai Historical Park. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and people come from all over the planet to see the remains of that golden age.
So let's just boil it down. Why does a kingdom that disappeared over 500 years ago still matter so much? Well, because in Thai history, it's considered the first true Thai kingdom. It's where the alphabet was born. That whole father-son idea of a king, that became the ideal for Thai identity. And even when it was conquered, its culture, its traditions, they didn't just vanish. They were woven into the very DNA of the next great kingdom, Ayutthaya.
And that really leaves us with a big question to think about, doesn't it? Sukhothai was a story of independence, of art, of a dawn of happiness. So how much does a nation's first story, its origin story, continue to shape its identity, its dreams, and its future, even centuries after the original kingdom has turned to dust?